All right, so what we always start with is backwards walking. With these exercises, I start with backwards walking with everything. If your knees totally hurt, you like really are injured, you can start walking just backwards on the flats really easily. All these exercises progress through easy. You should start where it's always pain-free in your knees. So you shouldn't start at 130% incline, 1.5 miles an hour, but yours might be 1 mile an hour. Or if your knees really hurt, you might do, again, walking backwards on the flats. We're progressing to the point where I'm at the point now where I'll pull a sled that weighs 300 pounds and I'll drag it backwards. But all these exercises progress to that point. All of the exercises should be done pain-free. So if your knee's hurting when you're doing it, whatever you're doing is too hard, you can back it off a little bit. So 10 minutes of backwards movement. You can also turn a treadmill off at the gym, literally turn it off and just drive it backwards under your own strength. Where you're holding on the side like this, you just be driving it. I started in July pulling a tire backwards for 30 minutes. Okay, so that's the warm-up. You do it 10 minutes. That should be your warm-up before exercise. Whether you're gonna play pickleball, spike ball, you're gonna go play basketball, whatever you're gonna do, that really gets the blood flowing in your knees. And then almost your workout, almost like your first 2 or 3 days of doing this, you'll immediately feel a lot less knee pain just with that warm-up. The second thing is tib raises. Tib raise can be, start out with an easy progression. The closer you are to the wall, the easier. And we can just raise our toes like that. You can progress out with your legs further out. Again, pain-free. And I'll do 25 of these. If you can't do 25 in a row, start out easy, do 5, rest, recover, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you progress through that. Tib raises, we can also progress to, this is the progression. You can pause it for a second. This device, super simple, you can buy it on Amazon for like 20 bucks. It's just this bar, and then you gotta buy some weights. I'm progressed a little bit further here, so I've got 35 pounds on, and you just slide, put your 6 feet on the edge. And again, we're just doing tib raises. This is strengthening this here, but this is the backbone of the supporting muscles for the knee. You do 25 of these. Again, I worked to that point, so I've got 35 pounds on. I could probably start going for 45 now, but we're always trying to progress. But to keep it simple, you don't have to have any devices, so I'm gonna show what we're progressing towards, but also just what you can do at home. So again, 25 of these, so that's number 1. Number 2 is we're gonna do calf raises. Now when you're new, whoa, we got the carpet moving. When you're new, you can start with both feet. So this would be like, hi, I'm kind of sore. Again, all these exercises you should do pain-free. That's the beauty of these, is you work until a little bit of knee pain, you back it off and do something simple. So this would be an easy progression. I'm to the point now where it's easy for me to do one leg and put all the pressure. I can do 25 on each side, and I would knock through 25 of those. So these are the calf raises. So that's number 2. Number 3 is ironically the most important part, which is tib raises. So we go back to number 3, which is tib raises. So we'll do 25 of these. Again, you can do 25 of these. You can even make it harder and do 1 foot. And then you can even make it harder and go to the weight device where we get that thing on Amazon. They're easy to find, that tib bar. Okay, so that's number 3, 25 more. So now we progress to number 4. We start getting into some of the knees over toes. Again, this is all progression. I'm to the point. So you put your foot about a foot away from the wall. This is number 4. You can start with 2 knees, or 2 legs to make it easier. You can even use a little support on the wall. And if it hurts, maybe you're just starting out with this much. 1, 2. We're gonna do 25 sets of all these things, or 25 reps. So 1, 2. This would be like, I think almost anyone can do this. But when I first started this 6 months ago, I couldn't walk down the stairs without, we walk down the stairs, it's knees over toes because you're just dropping down and it hurts. And I couldn't do it. Doctors telling me, probably need to get knee surgery, or I tried the plasma PRP treatment, whatever that's called, PRT, plasma rich, they stick that in there and just turn it around. You can go get stem cell surgery. All that stuff is trying to build the patella. The patella isn't really the problem. The patella is like our last form of defense what we're really trying to do is build up the muscles, all the supporting muscles around that. So back to number 4. We're trying to drop our knees down, and then we're getting the progression where I can do it on one foot, and I can drop down pretty darn far, pain-free. And again, 25 reps on each side. And that's what we're going for. When I'm warmed up and feeling good, I'll drop down even further. When I'm getting even better at this, we're progressing. If it doesn't hurt, I'll add weights. I'll hold 5-pound dumbbells on each side, or 25, or you put a squat bar over a bar and do 45. You're just trying to get this bulletproof as you can and build these muscles as strong as you can. Again, pain-free. So that's number 4. That's the knees over toe. Drop down like that. Okay, that brings us to number 5. This can be a step down, and this is the very easiest place. You just sit right here and you drop down. Do 25 of those on each side. What we're trying to do is progress though to the point where you can get up on a block. You can start on your stairs. I stand on my treadmill. You can start out with, ooh, I can drop down that much. But we're trying to get to the point where you can drop down a good amount. I can certainly go downstairs now pain-free. Almost do everything pain-free now. But when I first started, I could barely even just hold this and drop down a couple inches. But our goal is to get down where you can drop all the way down. And of course, this is getting close to a pistol squat where you can drop down into that position. But we're getting down into that position. We do 25 on each side. And again, it's just overemphasized. This is all should be pain-free. This is why this works, is we're building up these muscles without hurting our knees any worse. Number 6 is a lunge, but again, we're getting our knee over toe. So when I started out, it hurt just about this as far as I could go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to do 25, but now I'm to the point where I can do it with good form. I can drop all the way down. I can touch my calf against the back of my hamstring, and I can do full drop down with strength. It's really good on your hamstrings, quads. This exercise, as you continue to get better and better at it, and start adding weights, which I can do, again, pain-free. I add weights, I drop down in that stretch, and I can get 25 reps of these with weights. And amazingly enough, it starts getting into the point where you can do, you can almost do the full splits because that exercise keeps building into that position, but that's that one. So again, it's 25 on each side, again, pain-free. So at first it might just be like this, but you're trying to get where you can get your knee all the way over your toe and get that strength in there. What number is that, 5?
What would be considered a rep with that?
A full rep. These are available on Amazon. They have a bunch of different variations. There's expensive ones. I don't know if these are like $10 each. This is a wedge, but this is something you can add to your repertoire if you can. It's even a better position. A full rep for that, kind of be a variation. We're trying to do about 25, but sometimes I'll be like, okay, this would be 1. I go all the way down, nice and controlled. 1, 2. But it's also sometimes it's okay to get down here. 3, 4, and just bounce out a couple. It's not so much the reps, it's just that time on that leg. Again, can't emphasize enough, it shouldn't be painful. So if you drop right here, it's like, ooh, wow, hurts my kneecap. Well, back off a little bit, just do a little bit. You're not there yet, but you'll work into that to the point. All these exercises are better with a backwards wedge. It gets you in an even better position. So that's that. Pause for a sec. Number 6. You can read up about the hows and whys. This program is available from Knees Over Toes guy. I've subscribed to his program. I've bought his book. He shares all of his content free, so feel free to check him out and look at his stuff. But the whys and hows, I'm sure he's going to explain it better than I can. But this is the L sit, and what you're progressing to the point where you can get this position to hold for a full minute. But it's very hard. All this connects into our lower back, into our abs. This exercise when I first started was just, I'd hold up one leg at a time, 1,000, 2, 1,000. I set a stopwatch and try 60 seconds on this side and then 60 on this. Now I'm to the point where I'll have my stopwatch right here. I'll go boom, I'll start it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I push it out and get 15 seconds. I'll stop it, rest for a second, start it again, get back up. 16, 17, 18. And then get it 60 seconds. So that's 6. And again, you might just be starting off with just getting one hip off the ground and holding that. And then the final get a pad for your knee. It's called like a couch stretch, but it's modified to be a little bit more aggressive. But you'll get your knee on the ground, your foot on the wall. That I do make a mark on my wall. And you get your other foot forward. And your goal is to get your back to the wall. I'm not there yet, but this is a great stretch. You should do it 60 seconds on each side. Again, all of this stuff can be, perhaps you start out like this, or just getting your foot up and have your other one out and I relax. And I get there, but now I couldn't come close. This is a stretch that's really tough for me. Some people have it naturally already, but this is a great one to do, you know, when you get sore on an airplane prior to sitting. When you sit for a long time in a car or an airplane, is a great stretch to do. It takes that pain away. But again, all this is going towards making our hips and our knees and our lower back pain go away. So hold that for 60 seconds. And again, you don't go to where it hurts really bad, but it's uncomfortable. If I try to get my shoulders back, it's like, it hurts. And that's kind of the goal, is to get back to that point. And then the bonus exercise, you can have someone hold your feet, or again, you can buy this thing on Amazon. I bought this one from Nordstrom. It's 39 bucks on their webpage. But again, lots of variations of these. This thing's cool. Goes under the door. And this is kind of like, this is the bonus. It's not exactly something you have to do. But it's awesome to do because it's, again, you have someone hold your feet, but just buy the device. It's that easy. And it works this well. A little pad. Put my feet under it. So, this is called a Nordic curl. Super hard. First time through, you might just, this is progression. So you might just get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna hold this position right here as long as I can. That's one rep. Hold it for 5 seconds. And then you can get to the point where, oh, I'm getting to there, 6 seconds. When I first started, I could be like this, and I'd be, holy cow, down on the ground. The progression to this is you can use your hands on a slick floor, like this wood floor, and you can drop down into it. Use your hands, pull yourself up, and that'd be one rep. 2. Full straight legs is the best, but at the same time, a variation of that would be to have them bent and drop down. And do one. It took me about 40 straight days to get to that point, which is pretty awesome, because if you try these, you'll find it's like super hard to get there. They'll use a medicine ball in front of you like this, and they're not a medicine ball, but those big, whatever those things are called, giant plastic air balls. Boom, bounce off that and come back up. But any variation of this is good. And we're just trying to get, I usually do about 3 sets of 10, where I'll, at first I just kind of use my hands and get up. And now to the point where I can do a pretty honest one and come up like that. Again, if there's a dead zone at the bottom, my goal is to get to the point where I have no hands and I can just drop all the way down, nice and controlled, come up. And that's a Nordic curl. And that's just bomber for knee protection, knee strength, vertical leap, and that's it.